So you want to burn fat, but you don't have a lot of time to do it, and the problem that you're running into is a lot of the fat burning strategies out there are designed to have you lose fat slowly over time. Burning fat slowly over time is by no means a bad strategy. In fact, for long-term sustainable fat loss, going slower is probably the best strategy out there. However, there are certain situations that justify a faster approach to fat loss. First, it's very important to realize that more of an aggressive fat loss strategy is not appropriate in all situations. For example, if you're 120 pounds and you want to lose 10 pounds in the next week by dieting and then keep that weight off forever even after going off that diet, that's probably not realistic and it's not an appropriate circumstance for faster weight loss. So what exactly would be an appropriate situation? One example would be if you have some kind of an event that you have to look lean for and it's coming up very soon, like in 2 weeks, and you're kind of caught off guard by this event. In this example, it's important to recognize that if you diet perfectly and you get into great shape for this event, you won't be able to maintain that shape by going back to eating however you want after the event. You won't need to restrict calories as intensely as you would to lose the weight, but some form of caloric restriction would have to be in place to maintain your new weight. Another example would be if you're really heavy and you have a lot of body fat to lose. Here, you probably have plenty of stored body fat and you have enough room to kickstart your fat loss at a faster pace. Doing this can help you experience a lot of success in the beginning, which can help really motivate you to follow through and to achieve your longer term fat loss goals. Whether you have a lot of fat to lose or not as much fat to lose, burning fat at a faster rate is generally a shorter term fat loss strategy. This means that you're not going to be able to do this forever. Sure, everyone would like to burn fat at a super fast pace all the time, but due to what's required for faster fat loss, it makes it unsustainable in the long run. Just to clarify, I'm not saying that you can't keep the results you get from burning fat fast. I'm saying you can't continue burning more and more fat at a fast pace forever. Your body prefers to get its energy from the food that you consume, and the only time that it'll really pull from fat stores is when it absolutely has to. This means that the only time that you're going to be able to burn a substantial amount of body fat, is when you're not getting enough calories or enough energy from the food that you eat. Normally, to burn fat at a relatively quick pace, you would reduce your calories by 25% from maintenance. However, if you have to lose a bunch of fat in a short amount of time, then a 25% reduction may not do the trick. In this situation, we would want to aim for a 40 to 45% reduction in calories. Now, this is quite a large reduction, which is why it's not sustainable long term. Again, this is for the short term. Very few people will be able to keep their calories that low for extended periods of time. And it definitely wouldn't be best for you to keep your calories that low for extended periods of time. By reducing your caloric intake by 40 to 45% from maintenance, your body will now have to find those calories somewhere else, aka your fat stores. And this is the exact process that leads to faster fat loss. Now, we don't want to just be concerned about calories because certain calories will help our body composition more than others. For example, due to the fact that thermogenic effect of foods exists, roughly 30% of the calories you get from protein will be used to digest that protein source. Also, protein and the amino acids that make up protein are responsible for repairing and building muscle. By having more muscle on your body, your metabolism increases, which could help you create a larger deficit. Protein is also very filling, which could help curb your food cravings, while maintaining a large calorie deficit. For these reasons and many more, we want to keep protein consumption somewhere between 30 to 40% of our total daily caloric intake. Then the other 60 to 70% of your calories will come from fats and carbs. 20 to 30% of your calories coming from fat is a good place to start, but a lot of this is dependent on how efficiently your body uses fats and carbs. There's a calorie calculator on my website that you could use to figure all of this out very easily. I'll include a link below in the description. Remember, even though it's important to have the proper macronutrient split for your body to burn fat at a fast rate, the number one most important thing is to create a large enough calorie deficit, like that 40 to 45% reduction that I was just talking about. It's very hard to maintain such a large deficit, so that's why I only recommend doing this if you're planning to only do it for a very short term, like 2 weeks. And if you have a lot of weight to lose and you're not doing it for a one-time event, you can use this method to kickstart your fat loss and then go back to losing fat at a slower pace through like a 25% reduction in calories from your maintenance levels. Something that you should be concerned with whenever you cut calories drastically is muscle loss. If you lose muscle in this process, not only will your metabolism slow down, which will in turn decrease the size of your deficit, but you'll also end up looking kind of flabby. For this reason, you want to make sure that you're weight training, preferably with heavy weights, throughout this fat loss process. This will help you maintain as much muscle mass as possible while cutting down fat fast. Stick to compound lifts such as barbell squats, bench press, clean and press, military press, barbell rows, lunges, and exercises like that. Also keep in mind that meal frequency and the amount that you eat in one meal does not impact the results that you will get. So you can divide the 50 to 60% of your calories that you have left from your maintenance number however you want. You can have one meal a day with all those calories, or you could split it up into 6 meals a day, which would give you a bunch of very small meals throughout the day. Meal frequency is more of a matter of preference than anything. Guys, the last thing that I really want to drive home here is that this is a short-term strategy that is not practical for losing weight and keeping it up for a long term. To continue losing weight or to maintain your new weight, you will have to transition into a smaller deficit. After you get the quick results from having such a large deficit, don't try to maintain that 40 to 45% reduction in calories forever because it will backfire. Like I said, 2 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks at the most is the longest that you should maintain such a big deficit. That's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave this video a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to the channel to see more tips and tricks just like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.